Look at the local dailies in depth. Mapenzi mtandaoni sumu. That is Taifa Leo kulingana na DCI, na idara ya upelelezi wa jinai imewaonya Wakenya na wageni wanaotafuta mapenzi mtandaoni kufuatia ongezeko la matapeli wanaotumia majukwaa hayo kusaka wachumba na kuwapora pesa na mali zao.
Tulifika hapa namna gani? Tulifika hapa aje?
Habari kamili katika ukurasa wa pili wa gazeti hili wanasema makachero waonya wahalifu wanateka hisia za wanaotafuta mapenzi kabla ya kuwapora na hata kuwadhuru.
Sababu sasa kila kitu mnafikiria ni rahisi. You don't want to leave your house, you just want to get everything online. Utapatikana, chunga sana, mapenzi mtandaoni ni sumu.
Mtandao gani? Lakini habari kamili katika ukurasa wa pili. I'm going to read about it too. Vidokezo zaidi, pressure kwa Ruto kuhusu sheria mpya. Shinikizo zaendelea kwa Rais Ruto kuhusu sheria ya matumizi ya kompyuta. Kalonzo na Kingi wajibwaga magarini. Huyu ni Emerson Kingi na Kalonzo Musyoka hatimaye wamejisota kampeni za uchaguzi mdogo magarini. UN yaunga ushauri wa Trump Gaza. Yaunga kutumika kwa majeshi ya kimataifa kudumisha usalama kule Gaza. Na kule juu, gavana hatarini kutemwa. MCAs Nyamira watajaribu tena kumng'oa gavana Amos Nyaribo. Na Italia yalaani FIFA kwa kutofuzu. Kocha asema mfumo wa timu moja kila kundi kufuzu kwa finali dhalimu mno.
Italia iko nje. Bora kabisa.
Unajua kuna story fulani imenikumbusha, there's a lawyer, prominent lawyer who was one time alipatikana na fraud ya catfish.
Unazungumzia hii sumu.
No, I'm telling you another story. I think imenikumbusha mbali. So videos of that guy zikakuja juzi. I think he was going through something and then those videos resurfaced. It was ugly.
Oh, unfortunate. The Standard, a damning report published by the New York Times, is there on the front page of the Standard. Slave trade billions. They call it dirty money. Kenya's labor migration boom has morphed into a political gold mine. Now, this is the intertwining of politics and labor migration. For the country's most vulnerable women, it has become a conveyor belt of abuse, betrayal, and state-enabled exploitation. An investigation reveals how President William Ruto's government, instead of protecting domestic workers brutalized in Saudi Arabia, has aligned itself with a lucrative stuffing industry, rife with political ownership, conflicts of interest, and gutted worker safeguards, with the first family's insurance firm at the heart of the business. Hapo ndio story iko. Iko kwenye ukurasa wa mbele wa gazeti la Standard. Musiniangalie vibaya. The story is on page 8 and 9. This is what they're saying. That 1 in 10, I look at the numbers. 1 in 10 Kenyan staffing companies are owned by a current or former political figure, likely an undercount due to concealed ownership. 130,000 shillings is the amount recruiters earn per worker sent to Saudi Arabia, but spend only $200 or 26,000 shillings to meet training requirements. Kenyan domestic workers in Saudi Arabia earn about 31,000 shillings monthly, unchanged for 7 years, and far below the 52,000 shillings earned by Filipino workers in the same country. So Kenyans in Saudi Arabia earn lower than other people. 260 million shillings, this is the amount that one politically connected agency, Forbes Global Agencies, it advertised 2,100 Saudi jobs in October alone, and that was a whole worth 260 million shillings in recruiter revenue. People are cashing in on this one. And this is an expose published by the New York Times. So the Standard is just carrying it as is. The story continues there on page 5. Kenyans abroad face harsh justice. Foreigners escape. Na hiyo story inaendelea a lot. Hapo ni kama story itakuwa. But the main story is on page 8 and 9. They say Kenyan women get abused abroad, but Ruto family and allies profit. Me, I'm just reading the headline as it is. Umniangalia ni kama I have not created anything. On the back page of this paper, Matter sports, Wangari adds to Kenya's medal tally and eyes more Deaflympics glory. There's a Sarah Wangari Kimani, rejuvenated and focused to make it to the podium in the women's 5,000 meters and the marathon categories at the ongoing Tokyo 2025 Summer Deaflympics in Japan. Right. So that's the Standard.
All right, Kisonga Mbele, Daily Nation, Gachagua and Kalonzo in bid to change 2027 poll rules. And they say leveling the playing field. A coalition of opposition leaders led by former Deputy President Gachagua and Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka has filed a high-stakes constitutional petition seeking to overhaul how presidential election votes are tallied and how results are transmitted and declared. The politicians also want the Electoral Commission to gazette all polling stations 6 months before the elections. And the story is on page 4 and 5. They say petitioners accuse IEBC of multiple violations through its centralized handling of presidential results. Some of the proposals: IEBC must gazette all polling stations at least 6 months before elections to curb ghost stations and ensure transparency. IEBC must publish and avail the final voter register 3 months before elections to allow scrutiny and prevent irregularities. IEBC be prohibited from retallying or altering presidential results at the National Tallying Center after constituency declarations. 4, IEBC must reconcile all ballots used, spoiled and used at polling stations before transmitting results to prevent discrepancies. And 5, IEBC to design a results transmission system where constituency declarations are final and reconciliation precedes electronic results submissions. Key proposals by former Deputy President Gachagua and Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka.
But this ideally should be the case. In fact, according to the Constitution, it's the final results are the polling station. The tallying center at IEBC has no role apart from announcing the final presidential result. But anyway, interesting.
Story on page 4 and 5. Cybercrimes law is defective, state agency tells Ruto, and the same pressure is mounting on President William Ruto to reconsider continuous provisions of the controversial Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights termed the new law legally defective and an affront to the freedom of expression and the right to privacy. Matters transport here as well. You'll now pay higher fares as digital taxi drivers get the nod to effect new rates. And this is so important. Sababu unajua Uber wamekwanga wakistrike sana. Uber, Bolt, nini. And this newspaper is saying digital taxi app owners told to align their rates with the pricing advisory the Automobile Association of Kenya AAK issued in 2023 within a week. OU versus Sosion, fresh battle for KNUT amid ex-boss eligibility question. And Mr. Sosion, who resigned in 2021 citing intense government frustration, says he's under immense pressure from teachers to contest. That online lover could be plotting to steal from you. This story is on page 3. We talked about it on the front page of the Taifa Leo. And it's a feature. They say a few weeks ago, British national in the coastal city of Mombasa lost a whopping 800,000 shillings to online dating fraudsters, with the DCI now warning Kenyans to be aware of such schemes. 800,000.
Chunga sana. Unapeana pesa sana nyinyi.
On the back page. Okay. Kenya's medal tally rises as more expected today. 2025 Summer Olympics date to give handsome rewards to medalists. At a glance, Kenya's fixtures for Wednesday Kenyan time: men's 400 meters final at 9:15 a.m. this morning, women's 1500 meters final 9:30 a.m. and men's 1500 meters final 9:45 a.m. That's the Daily Nation.
Yes, there's a story that we skipped on the back page of the Standard, but it's also there on the back page of the Daily Nation. It's about the upcoming World Cup, which will be hosted in 3 countries. That's Mexico, the US, and Canada next year. And now they have, Trump and FIFA have agreed to make process of getting visas for the World Cup easy. So if you're traveling for the World Cup, this could be your chance to get a visa. because the process will be much easier than usual. Unajua sasa kupata visa ya kwenda US na wapendi watu wenye wanatoka masehemu kama hii yetu. So probably if you're looking to travel with the World Cup, I think you might get a chance.
All right.
Yes. From the Daily Nation, we take a look at the Star. Mbeere team to pay 8 billion shillings for COVID vaccines not delivered. This story is on pages 4 and 5. Now we're back to issues around COVID. Consignment was destroyed in a European warehouse. Unajua watu siku hizi wanasema COVID vaccine ni mambo ingine. So taxpayers are set to shoulder an 8.2 billion shilling bill for COVID-19 vaccines that were never delivered and were later destroyed in a European warehouse without proper oversight from government officials. This is according to a new audit acknowledging the liability by writing a letter proposing the modality of settling the debt owed to the Belgian supplier. So the vaccines never came, but we have no option but to pay. Other stories given prominence, of course, United Opposition splits forces in by-election fight with president. Kuna wale wameenda Magarini kama Kalonzo Musyoka, kuna wale wabaki Mbeere kama Rigathi Gachagua, na kuna wale wameenda Malava kama Malala, Cleo, wamesplit. And then hapa chini kuna picha Kindiki and Gachagua lock horns in Mbeere North by election, wanaenda door to door. That's how serious this thing is. Ni wamekampu, unasikia wamepiga kambi kule Mbeere. Wanamke hivi unapata watu kwa gate wako hapa wanakuambia tumekujia chai, utatupigia mtu wetu kura. It's interesting. That's the Star. Fresh, independent, different. For 60 bob, you get yourself a copy of this one.
All right. People Daily, Kenya 2027, power deals, rising tension and the fight for key regions. Battle lines, they call it, the Rift Valley region, UDA, opposition in Eastern, UDA still in Northeastern. Western is a battleground for ODM, that is in Nyanza, except the Gusii region. Oh. Nairobi, pia battleground, Coast still a battleground, and opposition in Central.
The Star did the same yesterday on the front page. They actually did an analysis of which counties will go to President Ruto, which counties will go to the combination that's called United Opposition. I think it's the same thing on the front page of the People Daily. A lot of criticism towards that front page of the Star yesterday. So I don't know what people think about this. Do you agree that those families secured in Rift Valley, of course, inaenda happy except Nakuru, ODM regions except Coast, parts of Western, hizo ziko family secured. By who? Key battlegrounds, Nairobi, Bungoma, Trans Nzoia, Lamu, Taita Taveta, iyo place unaendaga, na Marsabit. Interesting there, very interesting.
On the top strip, why Uhuru's return is giving UDA and Gachagua sleepless nights ahead of next polls. That's People Daily, yes. People in politics.
Matters politics there. Business MPs order regulator to increase power prices. Mbona Kenyans face steep electricity bills in the wake of a push by Parliament to have consumers pay higher charges to enable Kenya Power to recover billions of shillings spent on the rural electrification projects. So ni pesa inatafutwa. Ulifikiria mtalipia hiyo bill? Watalipa. New charge to help recover rural electrification debt. EPRA Chief Executive terms directive unfair to consumers. Lakini MPs wale mlichagua na mkasema wataenda kuwasaidia kule bunge, hao ndio representatives wetu. Hao ndio wamesema muongeze ile mnalipa stima. Hata EPRA inasema hapana, that's unfair. Lakini MPs walipe, kwani wanafikiria nani atalipa? Cheza na MPs. Counties with best and worst uptake of insurance, that's an analysis there. And you issue a digital taxi drivers protesting unfair prices. Nasikia sasa wamepewa go ahead, they will be able to increase the prices. On the ticker, reprieve for Nairobi Hospital in 208 million shilling row with ex-CEO. Kenya Power's Women Youth Tender Awards jump to 3.5 billion. Where? So Kenya Power awarded contracts value 3.5 billion shillings to the youth and women as well as disabled persons in the year 2025. Interesting. CBK under pressure to hold more dollars on rising imports is another story there on the Business Daily.
All right.
Once again, a reminder that we'll be having Senators Joe Nyoto and Tabitha Mutinda in studio for State of the Nation alongside political commentator Zakaria Barasa. Do stand by for that conversation. Very interesting headlines, especially to do with the upcoming by-elections in 8 days' time. Yeah.
All right. Today is International Men's Day once again, and I'll be having these gentlemen, very able gentlemen, to have that conversation with Keith Tupac, Derek Banga, Matu Kihato, and Amos Ngao. Coming your way, 8 a.m. tuangalie caricature.
Wachoraji wanazungumzia nini?